Do you know which European country could slap you with a €10,000 fine just for owning a dashcam? In this video we're going to look at all things dashcam, comparing four models ranging from less than £20 to more than £100. We'll look at the must-have features and that all-important question of where you're actually allowed to use them across Europe, so stay with us. Thanks for watching our video, and as always, if you have any questions or feedback, please pop them in the comments below. If you find the video useful, please like, share and consider subscribing. As I imagine, like us, most people do quite a bit of driving in their vans, so a dashcam is a great addition. We like to have one for two reasons. One, to help if we have an accident and there's any disagreement in who was to blame, and two, as a way to capture travelling footage for our videos. Let's take a look at the cameras we're going to look at. The cheapest camera we're trying is this Buyee 1080p, ranging from £10 to £20 and available in many different brands from online retailers and petrol stations even. This camera has a large screen and the basic features you need, like loop recording, time stamping and a G-meter to auto-lock footage in the event of an incident. Its resolution is quoted as 1080p, but it can be a little bit awkward to mount because of its size. Next up, we've got the Amacam M80, again available in a number of different brands and retailing for around the £20 mark. This camera has a smaller screen and unit size, which makes it really easy to mount unobtrusively. The firmware appears to be identical to the Buyee and again is quoted as 1080p. The Pruveeo F5, ranging in price from around £50 to £70, is a really well designed unit. It mounts with an adhesive pad rather than a suction mount, which puts the lens close to the windscreen, which helps to stop reflection, which can distort the image. Because of its design, it's nice and discreet and is easily mounted safely. This model also has Wi-Fi built in, enabling you to download the footage straight to your phone or tablet without messing around taking the card out or connecting to the camera. It can be a little slow to download, but it does the job. Finally, we've got the Nextbase 522GW. This is the flagship of Nextbase's current range, with a jumping cost to £100 to £130. This camera has all the bells and whistles, with touchscreen, GPS, and when linked to your mobile phone, automatic SOS notification to the emergency services in the event of an accident, and Alexa voice control. It's a little bulky, but with both a suction and a sticker mount provided, there are various options to install it. A polarising filter is included to cut down reflection from the windscreen. Integration with the Nextbase app is superb, automatically prompting you to sync locked clips and also giving you more immersive footage with embedded telemetry and GPS tracking. These are the kind of things you would expect from a camera of this price, but it does deliver them really well. With reasonably cheap extra mounts and the magnetic mounting system, it's dead easy if you want to use it in multiple vehicles. But the most important thing when it comes to a dashcam is the quality of the footage, so let's do a comparison. As you can see here, the cost of the dashcam is roughly in line with the quality of the pictures from it. Just to show that clearer, we've zoomed in on the sign to be able to show which one shows it clearest. Let's take a look at the actual video footage. Here's the cheapest, the Buyee, and as you can see, the focus isn't very good and it leaves a lot to be desired. Moving on to the Amacam, you can see the focus is much better, but the contrast ratio isn't great, leaving dark shadows where you can't really see clearly. The Pruveeo is better again with clearer, crisper picture, but it does struggle in changes of light to bring the aperture down to keep up with changing scenes. The contrast ratio and the crispness of the picture from the Nextbase is clearly an improvement on all the other three cameras. As you want a dashcam to work all the time, let's take a look at how they perform in the dark. Again, zoomed in on some detail, you can see how the more expensive the camera, the better the picture. The Buyee once again is fuzzy and struggles in the low light. The Amacam again is better in focus but still struggles in the shadows. The Pruveeo is better in my opinion and brings in more of the light that is available. As you may expect, the Nextbase again is in another league, bringing in a lot of the detail in this low light situation. So once you've selected your dashcam, what about where you can use it? When it comes to mounting the camera, pretty much every country has rules around obstructing the view out of the windscreen. The easy interpretation of this is that the camera shouldn't obstruct the driver's view. When it comes to the UK Road Traffic Act 1988, this picture shows the areas of the windscreen. Zone A is a 290mm area centred on the steering wheel. This is extended to 350mm in goods vehicles over 3.5 tonnes. Zone B is the area of the windscreen that is covered by your windscreen wipers when they're active and is commonly referred to as the swept area. No part of the device, that's the camera, the cradle, the suction cup or the cables, should intrude more than 40mm into Zone B or 10mm into Zone A. But the camera lens really does need to be within the swept area to do its job properly. Most cameras will allow you to mount the camera so the lens is in Zone B without breaking the 40mm rule. Alternatively, mounting the camera between the rear view mirror, if you've got one, and the windscreen places it completely out of the driver's view so it meets all the legal requirements. In these countries you can both own and operate a dashcam without restrictions. Using or even owning a dashcam in Austria is illegal. First time offenders will be slapped with a whopping €10,000 fine and repeat offenders fined €25,000. France and Belgium are a lot more relaxed. You can both own and use a dashcam, but only for private use. What that means to a driver is that if you're involved in an incident, you'll need to inform the other parties before submitting the footage as evidence. That means you can't upload the footage to the internet. If you record any evidence, make sure that it goes directly to the police. Germany places some restrictions on dashcam usage. In compliance with the country's privacy laws, any footage shared publicly must have faces and number plates obscured. In Luxembourg, it's perfectly legal to own a dashcam, but using it is totally illegal, so make sure it stays in the glove box. Portugal has similar laws to Austria, where it's both illegal to use or own a dashcam. Switzerland is probably the most complicated. While in theory it's legal to have a dashcam, being able to use it is pretty much impossible. For a start, you can never be used for entertainment or documenting a journey. There has to be a legal purpose for the recording. And they must conform to their principle of transparency, so it needs to be obvious that those being recorded are being recorded, which can't really be done with a dashcam. There was also a principle of proportionality in Switzerland, and as you'll be recording an entire journey, the ratio of important stuff to unimportant stuff being filmed will probably be unfavourable. So probably best not to risk it in Switzerland. So which camera would we recommend? Well, for those on a budget, the Amacam gives an okay picture, does the job, but you don't get some of the more advanced features. For best value for money, we would say the Pruveeo. It's easy to install, looks great, the quality is acceptable, and the inclusion of Wi-Fi makes downloading really easy. However, if you want the best footage and all the features you can get, the Nextbase 522GW is superb, if a little pricey. It's the one we chose mainly because of the quality of the footage. Night footage is fantastic and the extra features are a bonus. We managed to get it during an offer which made it the same price as the 422GW. If you can't get a good deal, it might be worth considering that model as there's very little between them. Coming soon in our videos, as winter draws in, a nice campfire to gather around is a great feature to have, so we'll be sharing some of the ways we've tackled this sometimes difficult topic soon.